Hey guys, it's Emily. So today I'm going to film another Leaving Cert or Junior Cert related video. I have two previous videos that I will link down in the description below, and it's going to be very quick and straight to the point, and yeah, I hope you like this video. So I have 5 study tips for you guys, and my first tip is that when you are writing out study notes, split the page in half. And I will show you what I mean by this, but I basically just get an A4 page and a ruler, and not directly in half, like slightly off centre to the left, I will draw a line in the middle. On the left side I will put the question, and on the right side I will put the answer. I find this really useful because where you draw the line, it makes it easier to fold the page in half, so you can fold the page in half and just be looking at the questions and then ask yourself the answers. My second tip is kind of to do with that. Just like, don't always ask yourself the question. Sometimes you can flip the page the other way and ask yourself the answer and then try and think of the question that goes with it, so that you don't just learn something one way but you learn it both ways, so that it shows that you fully understand it. The third thing I think I've mentioned before in one of my previous videos, but that was a very long video, so I'm just going to say it in a more simplistic way. Write down everything you need to learn in every subject. When I was in secondary school I had a copy for every subject, and I'd always keep track of what I had to revise. And say I was coming up to the mocks, for example, I would take how much time I have to the mocks and then divide by how many topics I had to study, and divide it by how many weeks I have, and then that would tell me how much I have to study each week or each day or something like that, and it just makes sure that you get everything covered. And also write down how long it would take to go over each subject. So like, one thing might take 2 days to fully go over, like plants and biology. That would take quite a long time compared to, I don't know, like compared to something else that could only take half an hour. So obviously you're not going to give equal amount of time. My fourth tip goes for languages, and this kind of is to do with the oral. And what I always did was I had a copy, obviously for French, and at the back of it I would write down any kind of new vocab that I heard of and didn't know what they meant. I would write them down and then learn them off at the end of every day, and it's good to learn new vocab all the time. And obviously keep going over and over them until you know them off by heart. And also, when you're writing down the word in whatever language you're doing, don't just write down how it's spelled. Write down beside it in brackets how you pronounce it, so that you are pronouncing it right, because that will really help you in the oral. My ultimate tip is colour is your best friend. This kind of goes when you're writing out notes or you're doing diagrams. Always use colour. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but I really can't just do black and red. Like, when you're writing out notes, I need to highlight, and I need to, maybe if I'm studying biology, I write things in purple, or every different definition. When I'm doing the first tip, like the page ruled in half, I will use multicoloured pens or use different pens, and it just makes it a lot easier to remember things. And in exams, when I'm trying to remember things, I can often picture the colour that I wrote it in, like the colour pen that I wrote it in, on the page and what side of the page it was on. I don't think I have photographic memory, but I can always kind of picture how it looked in my study copy. And obviously if you have colour, it's easier to remember because they're more distinctive from everything else you have written, and it really helps. So those are my 5 tips, and I really hope you find these useful. If you do, let me know in the comments below, or if you have any other tips that you want to share, then also put them down in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.